aunties. I've got a lot of aunties. I've got at least 9, and I have a whole bunch of aunties that I've never met. But let me just tell you about my aunties. My Aunt Koryn is my godmother, and she rolled into my life when I was born, and she's just been the best godmother ever. She's a little salt of the earth. She is a little misguided, but everything about her is joy and love, and she is the first person to inspire me to go gray. My Aunt Doris is a fanciful and beautiful seamstress. And recently she has, over the last few years, and I'm going to say 10 maybe, she makes quilts. And these quilts are not just like Southern quilts. They are designs of art and love and joy, and she makes quilts for people that her loved ones that resonate for them. So my quilt hasn't come, but I know it will have green in it. I know it will have love in it, and I know it will have joy in it. My Aunt Lorna, she is a little bit Trumpy, but one thing I love about her, no, that's okay. It's okay about that, because I don't even know if you remember the time that we had a gas shortage in the country. She drove down from Kentucky to make sure that my car was filled with gas. She drove 7 hours to me to make sure my car was filled with gas.
I know that's right.
My Aunt Mary, I don't know her anymore, but that's okay, because we're far apart and times change, but I have this beautiful memory of her taking my sister and I on vacation on a camping trip. And on that camping trip, I broke her heart. She was taking me and my sister on a trail which was 3 miles away that would lead us to the most beautiful cascading waterfall that we would ever see in our lives. And halfway up that walk, I said, I don't want to do this anymore. And she said, if you don't do this, you will break your own heart. And we walked the rest of the way, and she wasn't wrong. My Aunt Alice, again, another person I don't know very well today, but as aunts go, she told me one day that while you're adopted into our family, you will never be adopted in my heart. My Aunt Nancy explained to me, expressed to me, gave to me the idea to understand mental illness. She walked through our world with bipolar and schizophrenia and ultimately died from that. But what I know is that the best day I ever spent in my whole entire life was with this one woman who gave me a unicorn candle because she knew I loved unicorns. But she also gave me the idea to understand that the world is greater than us, and mental illness exists. My Aunt Peggy, she is also called Margaret. And if you've ever met a person who is the most beautiful person you've ever met in your whole entire life, but they just don't know it, that is her. She has no idea what a beautiful human being she is, because she walks through life in a world where she just always questions her every breath, but I get that thought. My Aunt Lisa is my godfather's ex-wife, and when I say that, it's not true. He died last year, and she still loves him unconditionally, but she is also the best person I know. And finally, I'll end with my mom, who is, when you're talking about foremothers and when you're talking about people and when you're talking about women that give you breath and life and you're just in it. My mother told me that I was afraid of failure, and she wasn't wrong. And I will take that with me forever. And so I would just like to give ode to my aunties and my mother tonight.